Hello, Vanessa Webb, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator Australia here. Today I'm going to create a very sparkly card using the very cute Penguin Place bundle, which consists of a punch and a coordinating stamp set. And that is featured in our new holiday mini catalogue as a 10% off bundle. It also coordinates with the Penguin Playmates designer series paper that is a free item in the celebration catalogue. So when you're looking through your celebration catalogue, you'll find that on page 4, and you'll see some really cute samples of how they've paired, how the designer has paired the stamps and punch with the papers. Incidentally, the punch also punches out some of the images from the designer series paper as well. So you've got the option of using the punch with it also, not just as some building blocks for your cards. So it's a very cute set, and I have featured this in a couple of videos in my Facebook Live introducing the catalogue, but this one's a step above. It's kind of the next level card. There's lots of things happening on it, and in particular I wanted to remind you of some of the products that we have in our annual catalogue that will make your Christmas cards in particular even more sparkly and special. So I wanted to highlight the background on this card. I don't know if you can see it under the light there. It's a little bit sparkly. You'll see the Dazzling Diamonds embossing paste in the background, and one of our new masks, which you'll find in the holiday mini catalogue as well. So here's how I use my embossing paste. You'll need one of the spatulas. The spatulas are actually in the back of your annual catalogue, and you'll find all of the tools and essential things in the back there. And the embossing paste is with all the specialty inks and spritzers, etc. So this is the Shimmery White Embossing Paste, and it is quite sparkly. Let me just show you what it looks like in the jar itself. But you'll need to get your paste onto the edge of your spatula, and I'll show you how I do this. Just put it straight on my scrap paper there, and I'm going to lay my mask down. And this is the snowflake mask, so these snowflakes are going to look very pretty in the sparkling embossing paste. I'm just going to grab a little bit of the paste. It's surprising you don't need as much as you think. When you're using your paste, a little tip that I have, if you pop this back on as well, just so it doesn't dry out, and pop your lid straight back on, because this stuff does dry, which is great if you want to keep crafting. And as we're going to be layering things on the top of this card, it's good to know that it is going to dry quickly, but you don't want your paste to dry out inside the tub. So I've got about that much on there, and look, that may even be too much, and I can always scrape it off and use it again. But what I'm doing is I'm holding my mask down, and I'm just scraping this paste and making sure that it goes into where the holes are in the mask, so that those snowflake pieces, you'll see I'm actually dragging it across the mask as well, just to pick up the excess and see how much comes off there. That's going to last me definitely this whole project. So I'm just going to scrape a little bit down the bottom there, and then just make sure you've got it all covered before you take your mask off. And I've still got a little bit left over. It's a little bit like the consistency of icing. So I'm going to stick this back in. I'm going to scrape it on the edge of my little tub, and then I'm just going to kind of put it in where it's still a bit wet on the inside, just so it keeps for next time. And then you'll actually want to very gently peel your mask off. And what I would do is go and wash that straight away. I'm not going to do that today, but I'll wash it as soon as I finish this video, just to get that excess embossing paste off. You just don't want to have that hanging around. Alrighty, so we have a gorgeous shimmery background created with that Dazzling Diamonds shimmery white, sorry, it's called Shimmery White Embossing Paste. Really pretty. Alrighty, next I wanted to share with you a couple of hints and tips on how to create with the punch and the stamps from the Penguin Place bundle, which is a 10% off bundle. And I wanted to show you some little tips on how to line up, how to stamp your images before you punch them to make it easier for you to punch them. If you turn your punch over, you'll see that the penguin shapes are actually upside down, and you're wanting to put your paper in that way if you're holding your punch in your right hand. And you'll see those two images, the two penguins. One is the outline of his body and the other one's the infill, but they're both upside down. You'll see also that this punch, if I turn it around, it's got a little foot as well, so you can punch out, stamp and punch out. Here's a little flippers. But a little tip that I worked out was it's actually easier if you stamp your penguins upside down towards the bottom of your cardstock. Then with the first one, you come in from the left and you punch out the whole penguin shape. And then with the next one, you're just wanting to get that infill. So you're going to slide the punch in from the right hand side. And that just means that you're punching out and you're not encroaching on the other images that you're wanting to include on your card. And same with the feet, the little flippers. You'll want to stamp them with the heel downwards at the bottom of your piece of cardstock, and you're just going to grab each one like that, and you'll notice it's actually really easy to do because that shape is strategically placed right at the top of the punch. So you just got to slide your paper in a little ways to get those little feet. So now it's time to build our penguin, and I like to use dimensionals just to give him a little bit of a 3D effect. So I'm using these on the back of the infill part of the penguin. Just going to grab another one from over here. Doesn't really matter what colour these are, whether they're black or white. You're not going to see them, but he's black and white anyway. All right, so I'm just going to apply this just to the middle of the penguin, and you'll see it's given him a little bit of a 3D look now, which is very cute. Here's the little flippers. I actually also use some dimensionals behind them just to help them stand out even more, and these mini dimensionals are perfect for little shapes just like that. So you just want to peel the back off that and stick them on just in front. So he looks like he's sitting down. He's kind of sitting down, resting, or about to go for a slide on the ice. I don't know if you've seen penguins do that. It's so cute. They look like they have a lot of fun. And I've got a choice here about whether I want to give him his normal beak, which is this one, or if I want to turn him into a reindeer penguin, which I think I might want to do. So I'm going to use the little nose, the little Rudolph nose here, and I've got that, and I'm going to use it with the Real Red Classic ink pad, and I'm just going to stamp it straight on there to create his little Rudolph nose. How cute is that? Now the other elements of my penguin on my original card don't actually have a matching punch. So you'll see on my original card I've used his normal beak there. I've actually fussy cut his antlers, and I've also fussy cut his little matching scarf. I wanted the scarf to match the background, so I stamped that in the Just Jade. This paper, incidentally, is from the penguin paper in the Celebration catalogue. It's one of the plainer sides, which uses the Just Jade colour. And so I've stamped those, and as I said, I've cut them out by hand. There's no punch for that, but a bit of fussy cutting is okay, because this card is so cute once it's done. Now you'll see there's a couple of other elements here. So I've actually brought in my seasonal labels dies, and I've punched out the larger shape, which is a piece of vellum, white vellum cardstock, and also a piece of our new brushed metallic silver specialty cardstock pack. I've punched that out with this shape, which is all from the seasonal labels dies, as I've done with my my greeting labels. So all of that is from this set of dies, which is so versatile. And what I've also done is actually created a little bit of a scene behind him. So I wanted to show you how I got, if I hold it up close, you'll see there's some pine trees in the background there. And I just brought in my, I can't even remember what this is called now. It's Evergreen, I think, the Evergreen folder. Evergreen forest folder. And I've just lined it up so I've got the trees captured, and they've created a little background, and I've run that through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to create a little scene behind him, which I think adds to the whole card. And it's just a little bit of sparkle. It's not too much silver, but it really does bring out the sparkly nature of the card itself. The other bit of sparkle I've added is one of these gorgeous iridescent snowflakes. And I've just tucked that in between the two layers. So these two layers are separated by some dimensionals, if you have a look between them. And I've just caught this snowflake on the edge with a couple of those dimensionals. So there's just a little bit of it peeping out. If you wanted to, you could cut your snowflake in half, and you could have the other half going down here. Or a few little fronds sticking out if you wanted to kind of balance it out that way. I've just stuck the whole thing down. And I've used my Tombow glue to apply his little reindeer antlers and his scarf, just as a finishing touch to send to my friends and family who are in the Northern Hemisphere, and they are just reaching the end of their summer. We're reaching the end of our winter. And of course they'll start to go into their fall, and they'll have Christmas when it's snowing. So this is a perfect one to send, even if you're not in the Northern Hemisphere and you just like sparkly cards. I think this is a lovely go-to. I just wanted to bring in another card to show you how to use the offcuts of your snowflake, your iridescent snowflakes. You'll get 24 of these in the pack. So there's the one that I've used on this card, just come out of that spot. Feel free, you can use these as masks, you can sponge, you can use your, even use your Stampin', your blending brushes in there. But once you've used up all the snowflakes, don't forget you've got this gorgeous paper, so there's even room to punch out or die cut some other shapes out of this iridescent cardstock. And I've just simply used the strips on the edge. I don't know if you can see, I'm going to hold it up. So you can see how I've used just the strip of that iridescent paper to border along that stripy paper for this little birthday card that I created with the Penguin Place stamp set. And that's a little penguin that's punched out from the from the paper using the punch. So that's how well it coordinates. I fussy cut the balloon and the presents, but everything else is die cut on there. And that makes a perfect little birthday card. So this is a great little set for guys or girls all year round, not just for Christmas, even a just because card to your coolest friend ever. But I particularly love it for birthday because some of the paper even lends itself to non-Christmas. It's not traditional Christmas colours. And of course Christmas is about gift giving, as our birthday, so you can use this present and the little party bag as part of a birthday celebration card. I hope that you have enjoyed this little video and hope it's given you a few helpful tips to use when you're creating with your Penguin Place bundle and the papers. This is about ready to go now. See, I told you it dried fairly quickly, so I can go ahead and make another card similar to this. I might make a landscape one and post that on my Instagram page a little bit later. If you like this video, shoot me a follow. Don't forget you can shop 24/7 at at vanessawebs.stampinup.net in my online store. And I'll be back to share more fun things with you a little bit later on. Thanks for watching.